Time for a book haul. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Zach with Zacks Books and welcome back to Zocktober. This is going to be October book haul part 1. So I'm going to have a second one coming out. We got some books coming in the mail actually later today. So those are going to be part of it. There's another book that's going to be part of it. Our book of the month came in, but I wanted to save that for a different one because we got some other stuff I want to show you. Otherwise, don't forget to check out the other stuff down there. Podcast, Bookstagram, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the haul. Alright, first up are two books that were sent to me. We've got Daphne by Josh Malerman. I think this was sent by Scott. Again, thank you, Scott. Take this note out. So this is a new release by Josh Malerman. He's the author of Bird Box, if you didn't know who he was, as well as other books, but Bird Box is the one I know him more for because I really enjoyed that book. This book, as far as I know, is about a serial killer and like a basketball team. There's a blurb up here. Horror has a new name. Daphne, a brutal, enigmatic woman, stalks a high school basketball team in this reimagining of the slasher genre by Josh Malerman, New York Times bestselling author of Bird Box. So basically you're following, I want to say there was like this old team, there's this girl named Daphne on it. Something happened to her and like it's been passed down like team by team as like a story or something like that. And then all of a sudden this team is doing really good and they're like, I think they're in like a championship game or going to the championship game or something like that. And then like a lot of the players just kind of start vanishing. So that's as far as I know about this. I might read this month. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys have read this, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Spoiler free, of course. And yeah, it sounds very intriguing. And this cover also looks very eerie. And then the second book that I got sent was Ghost Eaters by Clay McLeod Chapman. Also sent by Scott. Thank you again, Scott. This is the author of, what was it?
Whisper Down the Lane.
Whisper Down the Lane, yes. And I read that book. I gave it 4 stars. It's a really solid story. This cover looks absolutely sick. So there's a blurb in here. Pop a pill, see the dead. Side effects may occur. So, I mean, like I said, this cover just looks really creepy. I don't want to know a whole lot going into this. I was the same way with Whisper Down the Lane because Danielle had heard some stuff about the book and said that it was really good, so I read it and I enjoyed it. And we've kind of heard some same things with this one. We've heard a couple of good reviews so far, but I don't know anything else about it, and I want to keep it as vague as possible. So that's kind of how I want to go into this one. But yeah, both of these books were sent by Scott, so thank you for sending these books to me, and I cannot wait to get to them and let you know my thoughts. So there you have Daphne and Ghost Eaters. Alright, next up is Cackle by Rachel Harrison. So we thought we had this, but we didn't. And so we got it, and I don't know if Danielle is planning to read this one. She is. But I plan to read this as well. We both read The Return, and I think we both gave it 5 stars. I might have given it 4. I don't remember. It's been a little while since we've read that book. But this was a book that was talked about a lot not too long ago, and pretty decent reviews were coming in for it, at least by what I can recall. I never got to this book, and I believe I said I wanted to. Blurb inside goes, from the author of The Return, a darkly funny, frightening novel about a young woman meeting a witch who might be too good to be true. I mean, it sounds intriguing. The cover absolutely speaks Halloween. So, I mean, this is like the right season to read this, like, for sure. So, definitely a book we'll probably get into, hopefully this October. Man, no, that's all I really know about this, about witches and stuff like that. So, there you have Cackle by Rachel Harrison. Alright, next up is Those Across the River by Christopher Buehlman. I believe I'm saying that correctly. We found this. It looked intriguing to me. The cover looks really cool. It was a very intriguing sounding book, too. So, there's a lot on the back. Haunted by memories of the Great War, failed academic Frank Nichols and his wife have arrived in the sleepy Georgia town of Whitboro, where Frank hopes to write a history of his family's old estate, the Savoyard Plantation, and the horrors that occurred there. At first, their new life seems to be everything they wanted, but under the facade of summer socials and small-town charm, there's an unspoken dread that the townsfolk have lived with for generations, a presence that demands sacrifice. It comes from the shadowy woods across the river, where the ruins of the I don't know why I can't say this word. Savoyard Plantation still stand, where a long, smoldering debt of blood has never been forgotten, where it has been waiting for Frank Nichols. I mean, that sounds very intriguing to me. It looks like there's some sort of animal on the cover. I don't know if it's a wolf or some other sort of weird dog. This is the next book I'm going to be reading here shortly. So I just finished, I don't know when this is going to come out, but I just finished Hell House finally. But yeah, this is going to be the next book I'm going to read. It sounds very intriguing, sounds spooky and exciting. So I see a full moon in the back left corner, so I'm going to presume that it's probably a wolf. Who knows? So there you have Those Across the River by Christopher Buehlman. Alright, the last little bit I'm going to go through here is some Goosebumps stuff we found at a half-price bookstore we went to. So the first one up is I Live in Your Basement. This is Goosebumps number 61. It's the second to last one in the original 62. Obviously, 61, 62. I wanted to get a second edition because it's a rare book. And I have one of these, and it's just nostalgic to have a second copy of such a rare book, in my opinion, because it's just a rare book. It's hard to find. Like, it's incredibly hard to find. And I'm glad I finally found a second edition, or a second one. And then the second book I got was A Night in Terror Tower. I brought out the old edition I used to have because this is a little bit more beat up. The one I found was in way better condition, so that's why I wanted to get this. This one is number 27. I have not read this one, but I want to, and I also have not read this one, but again, I want to. So those are the books I found. And then, oh my goodness, all the 90s babies rejoice. Goosebumps, the VHSs. I found 2 of them. They were both like $5. I got A Night in Terror Tower and Stay Out of the Basement. These spines look magnificent, and they just look absolutely awesome. So when I was a kid, many moons ago, my family had 2 of these. We had, I think, this one and Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I have no idea if my dad even knows where those are. Dad, if you're watching, try and find Werewolf of Fever Swamp because I want it. And these are just incredible to look at. I mean, they're nostalgic. They just like speak 90s like to a T. And I don't remember how many of these they even made, but there's a big chunk of them that they made. I know there's at least Night of the Living Dummy 3. Any of the TV series that was 2 parts, they put into this. So I don't remember how many that is, but there's a good chunk of them that are. So this was really nostalgic to find, and Danielle actually found the Stay Out of the Basement one, because we almost left, and she looked at the bottom shelf somewhere and was like, oh, they have more of them. So yeah, really cool find. Goosebumps, VHSs. Alright, so that is Zocktober Book Haul, Part 1. Again, there's going to be a Part 2. We got Book of the Month. We got a few other releases that just came out that we are expecting later today or tomorrow. So that video is going to be out. No idea when. Probably more towards the end of the month because we want to try and spread them apart. So we're very excited with what we found. I'm hoping to get more of those Goosebumps VHSs eventually. They're just nostalgic as all can be, and I just want more of them. So, yeah, let me know some stuff that you've gotten down below lately. Spooky stuff, Halloween-themed or just horror in general, let me know. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode of Zocktober. Later.